We are with Destinations Career Academy, powered by K-12, and we asked 6 working professionals what's one thing they wish they knew in high school. Here's what they had to say.
I'm Dan Perkins, Director of Creative Technology and Media for K-12's Product Development Department. What's the one thing I wish I would have known in high school? I'd have to say it would be how valuable Apple stock would get. I would have bought an absolute ton of it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I totally would have done that. But yeah, no, really, the thing I wish I would have known in high school is how much fun coding is. When I was in high school, this was not on my radar. It was the sort of thing that only a few very computer-savvy people were into, and I was not one of them. But when I was in college, I was a design major, and in my junior year, I started tinkering using a program called Director, and I just fell in love with coding. What I realized is that it mixes math, a little bit of math, and language, and creative problem solving. And that gave me full control over my ideas. I could combine design and animation to create interactivity. And it was just so much fun. So if I would have gotten into that sooner, I could have gotten a head start, and who knows what I could have created. So that's my answer, coding.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Gildrian, and I am a visual designer for K-12 working in both the print and digital media. And I wish that I had known in high school that the things that I felt made me feel weird and different, things like having a brain that didn't work exactly like everyone else's, and daydreaming, and feeling awkward sometimes in groups. Those were all things that were signs of what would turn out to be real assets for me in my life. The ability to think differently from other people, to come up with creative solutions to problems, to create friendships and relationships in places where sometimes other people couldn't. The people I was friends with in high school turned out to be a great group of allies and co-creators, who some of whom I'm still friends with now, and fitting in with the larger clique turned out to be not nearly as important as figuring out what I love to do and how to do it myself.
Hello, my name is Missy Bolden, and I am a social media specialist at K-12. And one thing I really wish I would have known in high school is that it's okay to have many interests. I feel like I was the student who wanted to do a little bit of everything. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a Laker girl. I wanted to work in education. And I also wanted to be like a correspondent or a television personality. And I felt like I was a person who had a big personality. I was a cheerleader. I did my graduation speech for my senior class and was always very outgoing. And I found it very hard when I was looking to get direction on what I should do, because I felt like everyone wanted me to kind of play it safe and zero in on just one thing. And so what I would suggest to anyone in high school is use everything. Use everything that you have that makes you you. I think it's important to have guidance, but what I have learned over the course of my career is that all those things that make me me has taken me on a journey that has allowed me to do a little bit of everything I wanted to do. I've worked in radio. I am now working in education, and within education, I'm working on the social media side, which allows me to do some on-camera work and really show my personality. So take all those things that make you you, take the right guidance, ask the right questions, but don't put yourself in a box. Allow yourself to flourish and grow and be all that you can be. Good luck.
Hi there. My name is Patrick Marikline, and I'm currently working as a social media intern for K-12 and Destinations Career Academy. If you couldn't already tell, high school wasn't all that long ago for me, as I graduated just 4 years ago in 2016. When I think back to my high school years, I was a good student by all means, but I didn't necessarily have the urgency to explore my interests and have a plan following graduation. And ultimately, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, I figured that college would be the safest bet for my circumstances. In all, college really has been a wonderful experience for me while being a wake-up call at the exact same time. It required me to think about my career and really better understand what I want to be when I'm older. However, one of my greatest regrets is my inability to realize this sooner, as I'm now approaching my 5th year in college, all because I came into it without any direction whatsoever. And with that being said, I would say that the one thing that I really wish I knew in high school is how significant exploring interests and career paths is, even at such a relatively young age. Obviously, the great majority of high school students have no idea what they want to do when they're older, but getting even the slightest jump start and understanding what career fields that you might like or even dislike can have an enormous impact down the road. In fact, another great example that relates to this is the path that my girlfriend is pursuing. Like me, she didn't really know what she wanted to do after high school, let alone when she's older. So she went to college, where she then realized that cosmetology is her passion. So she dropped out of college and is now in cosmetology school. So like I said, if her or I had a better plan of understanding what we wanted to do after high school, we would have saved ourselves and our parents quite a bit of money and time. I just want to reiterate that you're not alone if you have no idea what you want to be when you're older. Most people, including myself, bounce around in job positions and different career paths, but any sort of direction really does make a huge difference. If you're able to figure this out in high school, you're at such a big advantage.
In my high school history classes, I wish I had been taught to look for the story in history. As a student, I thought history was just a bunch of dates and facts that I needed to memorize in order to get out of high school. So boring. Back then, who would believe that I would become a history teacher? Certainly not me. It wasn't until my college years that I learned to look for the story in history. As I learned to see the stories in the important dates, events, and people, I fell in love with history and became a history teacher. Even today, as I help design history courses, I focus on making the courses interesting and engaging by providing the story.
Hi everyone, my name's Sheila and I've been a registered nurse for over 36 years. I've always wanted to be a nurse ever since I was a little kid. I loved helping people, still do, that's never changed. It's a fantastic field. Why? There's so many different choices, so many different fields, so many opportunities for you to go in, so many shift changes. It's amazing. What do I wish I knew in high school? Well, in high school, after I saved the life of 2 children as a lifeguard, I thought this is really great. This is what I want to continue to do. The school counselors said, oh, you don't sound like you're decided, so you need to go into business major because that's what everybody who's undecided does. Bad decision. I was there for a year, extremely unhappy. I went into the counselors there. They tested me. They said, oh, no, you need to be in a helping profession. You need to be a nurse. So up I went, transferred schools. Big waste of a year, went on the 5-year plan, but I did get my bachelor's in nursing and never looked back after that. Now, in high school, what I wish is that I had gone with my heart and not listened to everybody else. I was really afraid of the classes, the medicine, things like that. Would I have liked to have known that this is a profession where you'll risk your life? Yes. Would I have liked to have known that this is a profession where you're going to get yelled at, you're going to get hit, you're going to be called all sorts of names? Yes. But what about that thrill? The thrill of saving a person's life, the indescribable awe of holding a person's heart in your hands. What about putting your finger in a gunshot hole to save someone's life? How about seeing bones sticking out of the skin after fractures? Very exciting. How about holding a brain shiny and pulsating? You don't get paid much, but the rewards are great. I would say to myself then, follow your dream. You will make a difference.
Did you notice a common theme in all these answers? High school should help prepare kids for their futures, but too often students don't receive the career guidance or exploration they need to get on the right path. Destinations Career Academy is a different kind of high school because it combines traditional academic courses with career-focused electives. Destination Career Academies are online and tuition-free. Visit destinationsacademy.com today to learn more and find a school in your state. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos about our programs.
I'm Dan Perkins, Director of Creative Technology and Media. Is that right? Yes. Starting over.